If this story right here don't motivate you to pick your partner wisely, the people that you choose to have children with wisely, if this story time don't give you a reason to do that better or take that more seriously, I don't know what will. This girl pretty much lost her child to the foster care system because the father of the child gave away the child when the mother had to do a 30-day sentence. That's the summary for all my people who like to keep it short. Now, for everybody who want the context, make sure you listen to the rest, watch the rest of this video, and hear her side of the story.
This is what happened with my child and how I lost custody of her. So I was in a very abusive relationship with a Caucasian man. Not all Caucasian men are like this. I would date a Caucasian man in the future if he treated me like a princess, but this man unfortunately was very unaware and unwoke and very prejudiced. He wants to have a biracial girlfriend, but he did not understand my culture and my people, and he was very abusive. First, it started financially abusive. We agreed that I was going to be a stay-at-home mom for at least a year, and I wasn't going to work while I was pregnant. And I got pregnant. I found out he didn't have the finances that he had, so now I'm pregnant. I can't go back to work at the strip club, and I don't have money, so I have to depend on him. And he's very, very financially abusive. He immediately switches characters and becomes much more darker of a person, much more financially abusive. He's abusive my entire pregnancy. He starts hitting me towards the end of my pregnancy and putting his hands on me. When my daughter was born at the hospital, the nurses saw him put his hands on me and threaten me. He pulled my hair and threatened me in front of the nurses, and they saw him do it. They ended up sending me away to a mental hospital because I was asking too many questions about my daughter. They were poking and prodding at her, making her cry. And I told them anything that they could do, they need to tell me what they're doing, and they can do it in front of me. I didn't want my daughter to leave the room. I was very protective over her. You can call me a conspiracy theorist. I don't trust people. I don't want anybody touching my daughter in a different room. I didn't want them doing anything to her that I didn't know what they were doing. Because I was asking too many questions, they sent me away to a mental hospital. The reason why is because they said I said that Jesus and my ancestors were with me when I was giving birth, and they also said that I was too sexual while I was giving birth. I gave birth in 4 hours with no epidural, by the way, and I caught my daughter in my hands. I'm too sexual while I'm giving birth. Apparently, that was a reason to send me to a mental hospital. They sent me to a mental hospital. Everybody in the room was white, by the way, when I gave birth. There was nobody of color. When I went to the mental hospital, they had to get an Indian doctor to come in there and check on me. And after talk to the Indian doctor, he let me go because he said there was nothing wrong with me. I left that hospital with no diagnosis, no medicine, nothing. When I got home, my child's father was acting very suspicious and weird. He was not really letting me hold my baby. He wasn't wanting me to breastfeed her. And everything was kind of normal for about 24 hours. And then he started being verbally abusive. And then he eventually slapped me in my face. He put his hands around my neck and strangled me and threatened to take my life. I had to run away from him, and I called the police, and they said they showed up. They took a look around. They did nothing. They said that they couldn't help me because I didn't have any bruises on my body and there was no proof that he abused me. So they left, and then he continued to abuse me. He spit in my face. I then picked up a weapon, and I did not hurt him with the weapon. I ended up getting arrested and going to jail when my baby was 2 days old. While I was in jail, I was there for 30 days. He could not take care of a newborn baby by himself, so he gave my baby away to a place called Safe Families. They've been sued for negligence of children before. They've been sued for millions of dollars because something happened to a child. A child was unalived in their care. He gave my child to this company, and this woman that worked for the company, she fell in love with my daughter. Obviously, my daughter was only a couple weeks old whenever she got my daughter, so it was a hard case to fight because the lady that's taking care of her was taking care of her since she was a newborn. So he fully signed away his rights, and then he put a petition to terminate my rights, which I didn't want to terminate my rights. I still wanted full custody of my child. I paid over $10,000 in lawyer fees. I ended up getting on Jocelyn's Cabaret in the middle of this court case. I moved to Las Vegas. I was making a lot of money. My Instagram got shut down when I was posting about Christ and enlightenment and, could possibly tell this story and tell the world what happened. My Instagram gets shut down. I'm aware that I'm being gang stalked by probably the president, because my ancestors were literally slaves for George Washington. So I would not be surprised if the president knows who I am. Politicians, just people gang stalking me, sending spies to watch me. I'm aware that I'm being watched by the government. I mean, somebody with a lot of money was watching me, because my Instagram got shut down as soon as I started going viral. As soon as I started going viral, my Instagram got completely shut down. I tried to make another one, it got shut down. Somebody did not want me telling the truth and speaking the truth about what was going on. But yeah, I ended up not streaming anymore because I got fired. Instagram got shut down. I got fired. I ended up checking into rehab. I've been in rehab for a year. And there's sober livings you can go to for your kids and moms. So I wanted to go to a sober living with kids and moms to take my child with me. But because I did not have money, actually I didn't need money to take care of my child, but because I didn't have money, I didn't win the lawsuit. And I lost custody of my daughter. So be careful who you have kids with, because they might end up being a psychopath.
All right, y'all. So this young lady name is Gia. She goes by nannyfortherich on TikTok. I will leave her tag in the description box so that way you can follow her for more updates. Now, what are y'all thoughts on this situation? Let me know in the comment section. For me, it's a little triggering because I grew up without a mother and a father. Both signed away their rights because they were in prison to my grandmother. So my grandmother raised me and all 7 of my siblings all of our life. So if you're open for any advice, the best advice I can give you from my perspective, just being in that type of situation growing up, is that when you do try to fight, just keep fighting for your child. For one, don't ever give up on your child. Continue to fight for your child. If that's what you really want, don't ever stop doing that. And focus on getting yourself together so when your child do see you again, they can see a healthier, version of you, more happier version of you. Now, listen, if you had any experiences like Gia has in this situation, please don't be afraid to share it in the comment section. Let us know how it ended up turning out. Like, what was the pros, the cons to it all? Like, just share your experiences in the comment section, because maybe it'll lift somebody else up in the situation that she's currently in right now. This is very sad. Also, on a side note, I'm hearing that this girl was actually on some show with Jocelyn. Like, she was on some show like Jocelyn's Cabinet or Cap. I don't know how to say it. Women, y'all know what I'm talking about. Have y'all seen this lady before? Her name is Gia from like Jocelyn's Cabinet. Let me know in the comment section. I don't know. This is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm hearing in the comment section.